Hi, Michelle here. Today we are geeking out. We all love Hoya blooms, but today we're going to go into the botanical architecture of what makes a Hoya a Hoya. We're going way past the Hoya 101 stuff. Today we're going into the flower biology that I've learned from managing a collection of about 165 Hoya and blooming 45 of them. We're also going to talk about light spectrums, nutritional shifts, and the fascinating anatomy of the blooms themselves. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, please consider supporting me by liking the video or even by subscribing to my channel. And if you'd like to join in on this particular conversation, please comment below. I read and respond to all the comments I receive on my videos, so you'll get a reply as soon as I can. And now, let's go ahead and grab your coffee or your favorite chunky mix, and let's get into the nitty-gritty. Part 1, the anatomy. It all starts with a peduncle. In Hoyas, this is a perennial scaffold. Look at the tip of this peduncle. That's the rachis. Every time the flowers fall off, they leave a scar. Over the years, that rachis grows and grows and gets woody. It's a literal history book of every time your plant has bloomed for you. The pedicel is the individual tiny little stems for each single flower in the cluster. The cluster is called the umbel. A Hoya flower isn't just one layer of petals. It's a complex double star system. The calyx is first. These are the tiny green sepals at the base. They are the bodyguards protecting the bud. The corolla. This is the outer star, the petals. They can be waxy or pubescent. The corona is the inner crown sitting on top. This is the inner star where the nectar and the reproductive organs are tucked away. Not all Hoya flowers are shaped the same. Botanically, we look at corolla morphology. Flat is the classic star bloom. A revolute bloom means that the petals have rolled backwards towards the stem. Reflex, the petals bend back sharply from the base, but they don't go all the way. Inflexed, the petals curve slightly inward towards the center. Campanulate are bell-shaped flowers that form a distinct cup. Now, ursulate, and I hope I'm saying that right, ursulate maybe? These are urn-shaped blooms where the petals are fused with a tiny opening. Now that we know what these 6 Hoya corolla morphology parts are, how do we get them to grow? It's about phytochromes. These are proteins that act as biological light switches. While blue light grows lush leaves, red rich light triggers the reproductive switch. I could use 12 to 14 hours of a red rich grow light to kind of nudge the plant into flower mode. It's not just bright light, it's the quality of that light spectrum. Now, why do some Hoyas grow a peduncle but never bloom? Often it's a lack of chemical signaling. The plant has the structure in place, but it hasn't received the hormonal green light that is often triggered by light duration or phosphorus levels to push blooms. Now, when you see a peduncle wake up, move to a high phosphorus, bloom-focused formula. This tells the plant to stop spending energy on vines and start spending it on flowers. As for a temperature drop, signaling the seasons is key. A 5 to 10 degree drop at night mimics the change from growth season to bloom season. Even my most stubborn divas respond to that nightly chill down. Now, this is the coolest part of Hoya science. Hoya don't have loose pollen, they have pollinia. Now imagine 2 waxy pollen sacs connected by a bridge with a sticky middle. That is called the corpusculum, and I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. Now, when a moth lands or another pollinator lands on the bloom, its leg slips into the anther wing. This is a tiny slit in the corona. When it pulls its leg out, those saddlebags of that pollinia stick to it. It then flies to another flower and has to clip that pollen into the exact right spot, which is normally either inside that slit or right outside it. It's so specialized that it's a miracle we even get seed pods indoors. Now, understanding these parts really makes you appreciate the work that the plant is doing. I hope this deep dive into bloom architecture brings you a new appreciation for the biological wonders that are Hoya blooms. I'd love to hear from you what you think of these knowledge-based types of videos I've been producing lately. What is your favorite style of bloom? Are you a flat star fan, or do you like the urns and bells? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching until the end. I know that you have a lot of things that are occupying your free time, so I really appreciate that you chose to spend some of that time with me today. I'll see you until next time. Thanks. Bye. Jesus Christ, these names.
On the sill by the sink, 3 pots in a row. Basil by the blue cup, pothos trailing low. You lean in to check them like they know your name.